Welcome to the Off Label Podcast, everybody. This is your weekly dose of sanity in an insane world. Look, the craziness of the world hasn't stopped today. In Canada, it is now illegal to protest or even disagree with drag shows. Let's see. Bud Light and Nike have put Dylan Mulvaney as the face of their brands. Don't understand that. Four copycat Nashville shooters have been thwarted now. 34 felony charges of Trump becomes a very, very weak case. Tennessee and Kentucky capitals experience insurrections. Two Democrats are ousted in Tennessee for it. The Proud Boys trial continues, and the subpoena for Ray Epps' testimony in the trial was denied. Over 40 feds are now confirmed to be involved in January 6th. Chicago elects a mayor worse than Lori Lightfoot. A chatbot convinces a man to unalive himself. The GOP prepares an indictment of Biden, and AOC is caught running an alt Twitter account that says some horrible things. But we're going to avoid all of that negativity today to bring you some feel-good stories as we talk about a man saved from suffocation when a skier digs him out of a snow well. The Baby Shark song is now torture to inmates. Mankind creating edible meat from ancient animals. And we will finish off tonight discussing Riley Gaines being assaulted at San Francisco State University. That's going to be on Rumble only. So make sure you join us for that. Please hit the like, share, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends here. But let's get started. Welcome back, Ashley. We missed you last week.
Hi. Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Kid's sick. And I was like, I can't.
Yeah, me and Davey had some fun. Yeah, he told us about his little Twitter thing where he said he's going to be joining us as you were dealing with a fudge factory explosion, and you're like, that's rude.
I was like, this is the rudest way you could frame my children being sick and like having upset tummies and whatnot. And I was like, the uncalled for, bro. And he was like, I think he sent me like a little emoji, like a smiling emoji or something. I was like, okay, whatever, bye. I got shit to deal with. Okay.
Hey, you know how Davey is, though.
Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks, though, man. Like in the news, like, whew, there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah, there is a lot going on, and it's gotten even worse. Yeah. Oh, and for everybody out there, the Restrict Act is actually starting to pick up steam in the House, which is a scary thing. And like we said last week, you called it out 100%. You were right about all that.
Mm-hmm. I know. I saw it coming, and I emailed like my senators and my representatives and stuff like that, and I was like, hey, this is not cool. Don't. And I got a response from one of them. It was very long, drawn out, like, we're going after the big media. And I was just like, this is not the way to do it, guys. No, thank you. But I live in a blue state, so that's unfortunate for me.
No, it's look, every single day. It's gotten to a point to where my reps won't even take my calls anymore. Like I call them while I'm at work or something like that. And, I'm talking to them. And it's gotten to a point to where they hear my name and it's like, yeah, we know what you're going to say. We know what's happening. We've already got it. All right. We don't have to do this anymore.
Stop calling, sir.
And I even told him, I made up my mind with that. I was like, if anybody signs for this, I will run myself and I will primary you. I will make sure, like I'll use every platform that I can get myself on. Anybody to hear for any Alabamian to hear what I have to say about all this and to blame you for trying to take away our rights. I will primary you. And yeah, that's when they stopped taking my calls.
Hey, fun fact. Did you know that Alabama is one of the states with like the highest migration to it right now? It's like top 10 of people moving into Alabama. Mm-hmm. I just saw an article.
I see it.
Like It was
I see
it
it.
was really interesting actually because it had like the top 10 states people were leaving and then the top 10 states people were going to, and California wasn't on like the top 10 list of leaving, and it shocked me. I was like, that's very surprising, but I think the migration from there happened started happening
Oh
like
yeah, that
so.
was the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. That carried through almost all of 2022. I think everybody that's leaving that state is already out.
Yeah.
Look at
But
that.
yeah.
But yeah, all right, we'll get to highlight
Oh,
that one
thanks.
for you.
I appreciate
But
you guys. Thanks everybody for joining in and watching and everything too, by the way. We're gonna be on my channel for a hot minute, and then we're going to drop that and just be on Off Label Podcast channel. So go and please subscribe to the Off Label Podcast channel. It is linked on my main YouTube channel too, so like super easy to find.
As a matter of
But
fact, I can give it to you guys right now. That's
yeah,
yours.
drop it in the chat.
That is the YouTube one, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Rumble right there. All right, so let's get started with this first story here. After this one, we'll go ahead and drop your channel here. So y'all go, like you said, jump on over there. Definitely you want to hit up Rumble too, because we need to talk about this Riley Gaines situation. And I'm YouTube's not gonna like what I guarantee you what I have to say about it, or probably won't like what Ashley has to say about it too. So we'll be over there. But let's go ahead and hit this one. This comes from CBC News. I just wanted to choose something completely different from our normal news stations here. Dramatic video shows skier racing against time to dig out a buried snowboarder on Mountain Baker. Now, before we start talking about this, I mean, this video is just going to speak for itself here. So let's just go ahead and watch this. It's like 4.5 minutes long, but I mean, this is pretty cool. This is great. I mean, y'all watch this.
You all right?
Clearly not, bro.
Now, before we go any further, I just want to right here. If this were me, I'd have missed the dude. I wouldn't have seen that. Just that little bottom. Where is it? Just that snowboard right there in the bottom. I'd have missed it.
Yeah, but that is a camera angle. Like, I'm sure your peripherals would see a bright red snowboard in the midst. You'd be like, what was that? What did I just pass in the midst of all the whiteness?
But it was right behind that tree. I'm not looking behind trees, though. You know what I'm saying?
True that. I don't know. I mean, he was going slow enough at the time. Like, just, oh, whoa. That was weird.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I mean, just to see that, though, that's amazing just to catch that. And it just out of, like, in a brief second, he's just like, stop. You know, there's something here. And then you see him wiggle his little snowboard when he asks, are you all right?
Bro, people who do this are crazy. Like, people who, like, ski and snowboard on mountains. I just, like, it's cool, but you're insane.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I did it once, and no. I'm not doing it.
I went to, like, my local, ski lodge on a school trip once and was like, I'm good. I'm not good at things like this.
I don't care about the cold. It's just a lot of snow like that. It's either going to feel like hitting a brick wall or feel like nothing at all until you hit the ground. So no, I'm not okay with that.
Where is this guy at?
Oh, he's buried.
Save him. Save him, bro. Oh, that would be so scary. Just.
Look how deep that is. That dude is planted.
I don't even understand how you can breathe.
He can't.
I mean, not for long. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at that. Like, but like people out, like, I mean, like you can survive buried in snow for a while. Why? But like, it's just crazy.
yeah.
To me. Like,
I mean, there is oxygen in between the snowflakes and everything like that. But as you breathe in that oxygen and, breathe out, you start running out, and your hot breath melts the snow and starts causing like an ice cavity around your head.
Oh, God.
So it does kind of cut off your oxygen. So this dude is incredibly lucky because honestly, he is off the track. He's off the beaten path of all of this. And this guy who's digging him out, the skiers, just happened to be there.
Okay, you're good. You're good. I got you. You okay? Can you breathe?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Dude's like,
catch your breath for a sec.
sorry.
I'll dig you out, okay?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Swear jar. We're starting one.
A little more snow with your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to.
Okay. All right. Okay, you all right?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm gonna back up for a second, get my shovel out, okay?
Thank you.
You're good, man. You good?
Dude is planted in that, though.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
This is a snowboarder who was buried in a snow well between trees, and a skier just happened to come by and see him. This is off the beaten path there, Laura. So this dude is lucky.
It's just so crazy. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, see, ego alter, that's not a thing for me. I mean, if I'm paying attention, if I'm doing something like that, I'm paying attention to just that. So that's why I'm not doing that.
I don't know. I think you'd be surprised at what you can notice. Really, like, I don't know. I think especially too when you're doing this kind of stuff, you probably are kind of more aware of
All right,
like,
how you doing? You good?
just making sure
Okay,
nobody's
good.
out there
We'll get you out
alone
of here in a
and
sec,
lost
okay?
and what not. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'd never snowboard again. Yeah, for sure, bro. Like,
You good, dude?
like
You're good, man.
it's always crazy to me when people get like seriously injured, especially, and then they continue doing their sport. Like what is her name? Bethany Hamilton. Is that the surfer who got her arm bitten off by a shark? And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna surf." I'm like,
Why?
you are
Why would you do
hardcore,
this?
my girl. Like that is admirable. I'm gonna tell you what, because you would never catch me out there again. But I mean, I used to ride horses and stuff, so it's like when you get thrown off, you got to get back in the saddle. So it's kind of the thing. I saw this comment pop up. Would you work for a daily wear if they offered it to you? I think you'd be a great personality there. Not at this time. No, no. I'm nowhere near where I would ever want to be to ever sign with any type of network. So no, solo for now. I'm doing pretty well solo, I feel like. So maybe once I actually get consistent in my uploading, since I haven't yet again uploaded a video in 2 weeks because I've been so busy, and I have big videos that I have planned, and I need a lot of time to do them. So, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. But Francis Zuber, who was from New York, says he was skiing in a remote area on a mountain. Remote area means off the beaten path. Nobody's around at that point. Located about 140 kilometers southeast of Vancouver on March 3rd when he noticed a flash of red out of the corner of his eye. The video, which he originally posted to YouTube, shows Zuber struggling to move through deep powdery snow to get to the snowboarder. With only the board visible, Zuber frantically dug down with his hands, and at first to expose the snowboarder's face. We saw that on the video. That was a huge relief knowing that he was going to be okay, Zuber said. Zuber estimates the snowboarder, Ian Steger, had only a few minutes left before suffocating. We figured he was buried somewhere between 5 and 7 minutes. He was probably at either a third or just a halfway point of his possible survival time in there. The end of the video shows Zuber pulling out his gear. Steger was not available for comment for the interview, but he said he wants to enjoy being alive.
True that, bro. Same.
But yeah, apparently I've been kind of looking into this a little bit here, and apparently they became good friends after that too. Which I would be good friends with a person that saved my life, because I'd probably do something stupid if I were put in that situation, and I would want you there to do that again. But yeah, got this little here. I brought it up past this little point. This comes from a local news station. I don't know exactly where. King 5, Seattle. But listen to this, guys.
What are we listening to? What's going on?
This is a little continuation of the story. When the whole point where he says, right where I passed the trees, the snow collapsed on him. So he didn't fall into it. It just kind of, everything from the trees and the mountainside from where he came actually fell on top of him and buried him.
Oh my God. Don't go under trees. Actually, you know what's funny is like when trees are a weird thing with me when I'm like driving and it's really windy or there's a storm or something like that. Because my brother was driving one night and like a tree fell like right in front of his car. And so I'm always like, oh God. But yeah.
Yes, Zach, we are on Rumble there. I'll go ahead and link Rumble again. We will be moving to end the show. We will be moving only to that channel. We'll be talking about the Riley Gaines situation. But yeah, it's I've never. Oh wait, I gotta. Rumble not Rumble, but sorry, StreamYard had an update where you actually have to click on the tabs now instead of just like showing one thing. So y'all didn't see any of that. Let's go back a little bit here. All right. But yeah, here we go.
At the time, but he was about to save another man's life.
Are you gonna hike it?
Snowboarder Ian Stagger was also in the Mount Baker backcountry, just a few hundred yards down the mountain, and he was in trouble.
Right when I went through those trees, all of the snow behind me collapsed and I fell backwards into the hole.
Stagger, a lifelong snowboarder, was sucked into a tree well, face down, was unable to move or radio for help. He thought he was going to die.
Kind of right when I was having that thought that I felt him grab onto my board. The second time, he actually used my board as leverage to pull himself closer.
Oh.
Your Zuber immediately starts digging.
I caught this little glimmer of his snowboard and just like the tiniest little flash of red. And I split second stopped and looked back uphill, and that's where I saw his snowboard, wiggling back and forth. So I knew that, there's a snowboard there and there's somebody attached to it.
It would take him 1 minute and 30 seconds to clear the snow covering the trapped snowboarder's face.
Okay, you're good. You're good. I got you.
It's been 1 month since the accident. Less than a week since the video has been posted to social media. Both men want to warn others of the dangers that even the most experienced riders can face.
It could really happen anytime. So it's just something you got to be aware of and, look out for your buddies out there.
A skier and snowboarder who didn't know each other, but are quickly becoming friends.
I'm trying to do all those things that you say you're going to do and you find that you never have time for. Hugging and telling the people that I love, I love them, and letting go of any sort of grudges or resentment.
Despite the near-death experience, both rode off the mountain uninjured. Two men that say they're still praying for more powder days. In Bellingham, Sebastian Robertson.
Be careful when you go out in the backcountry.
Life lesson, kids. Don't do dangerous things all by yourself. When you're doing literally anything like this, have a buddy. Find your exit buddy, okay?
Find your exit buddy.
as Crush would say. No, this stuff's crazy. I saw a comment earlier from somebody saying, like, when you're horseback riding and you were surprised, like thinking back on it now, like, your parents letting you go out and horseback ride all by yourself. And like, if anything would happen, yeah, like that kind of stuff is so crazy too. I don't think there's ever been a time where I went off by myself. But yeah, like that's why. It's just because you don't know what could happen, especially when you have like animals. Like, man, like that horse could get spooked by something and you'd be surprised. Like I've known horses that were so calm, and then all of a sudden, so, like one thing, spooks them, and they get real fired up and antsy and stuff. And puddles, horses don't understand puddles. Horses do not like like if a horse hasn't encountered a puddle, to them it looks like a hole. So like they come up on it and they're like, hole. Like, so they don't understand. I've seen so many horses like jump over puddles, like all kinds of crazy, and like I don't know, it's a funny thing. But I worked with show horses, so.
Laura, I would like to know what one can do if you get buried in snow like this. How can you provide yourself air? Honestly, you can't. I've been buried in snow before. The deeper the snow, especially upside down like that, the deeper the snow gets. It's almost like being buried in concrete with air pockets between the little pieces of concrete. It's incredibly hard to move. It's very dangerous in a situation like that.
I would say like if you like, and that's the frustrating part, is like you can't move your arm. Like his arms were not like, I feel like if his arms would have been close to his body, you can like T-Rex arm your way out, maybe. But like if you're like stuck and your arms are like buried and they're, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I feel like if your hands and your arms are at least close to your body, then you can doggy paddle. I mean, doggy dig your way out. I don't know.
You can start that, but like I was saying earlier, as you breathe in and out, the heat from that starts melting the snow around your head, and it will start refreezing, causing like an ice helmet, pretty much. That is a thing. So I mean, you only have anywhere between, depending on the type of snow it is, you only have like maybe about 7 to 15 minutes before you start succumbing to asphyxiation. So kind of like moving around and doing that, like you could see that he could only move his snowboard. He could only move his feet. What good is the feet going to do if they're above everything? It wasn't until he got close to the dude's hand where he could actually start pushing some of the snow out of the way for himself. But until he got a lot of the snow away from his arm, the dude couldn't move at all. It's like being encased in a white, soft concrete. It's really weird the way snow is, though.
It's a nice, gentle concrete. That will take you forever.
And the dude is incredibly lucky. I'm going to say that he is incredibly lucky that somebody was there. There was a comment here, like let's see, where was it? I don't ski or snowboard, but my friends have some sort of GPS tracker they use. Well, that's cool, but how long till you notice that GPS tracker isn't moving before you realize that there might be a problem?
Yeah, that's,
and they're not just resting.
Super duper important though too, because like if you're hiking, if you're doing anything like that where you are going to be out in wilderness, especially if you're alone, you should not do that alone, but like have a GPS tracker, and then at least people know where your last location was, at the very least. But yeah, right. I mean, I feel like it's just a prime example of like, you can't do this stuff by yourself. Like you need somebody there, or like, I don't know. But obviously, a lot of people do dangerous stuff all by themselves. But I don't know. I always think like 127 hours, freaking guy, like cut his own arm off, and like you didn't have to go hiking by yourself, but you did. What are you doing? Right. When I was in elementary school, my class went to the local swimming pool. I had at one point decided to jump into the 5-foot when I was 4'0" to impress a girl, and proceeded to drown. Well, I'm glad that you didn't actually drown. The girl I used to pick on saw me drowning and pulled to the edge and saved my life. After that point, I did not pick on her. Yeah, I would hope not, bro. You're like, never mind. You're cool. Stop bullying my tracks. She's like, this stupid kid.
Well, at least you were saved, Zach. But yeah, you learned. Good job.
You're lucky. You're lucky, because some people be like, nah.
Yeah, right. Seth, that is actually the reason when you see a lot of people on snowboards and, snowboarding and skiing and doing things like that. That is exactly why they have those bright colors. So they don't blend in with trees or blend in with the snow or anything like that. That is why they wear those bright, flashy colors, and their boards are bright and flashy as well. That's the exact reason.
I'm sorry. Could you imagine somebody going out like you know that meme with like the huge white like the Pope jacket or whatever? I don't know if like can you imagine someone going out in like a bright white jacket, white pants, and a white snowboard, and people are like, "This is your first time, isn't it? Like what are you doing? Nobody's gonna know who you are or where you are." I don't know. Just funny to me.
Here you go.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, if you can't figure that out, my man, I don't know what to tell you. Like, somebody left a comment on one of my videos not too long ago, and it was the most backhanded ish I've ever seen. And it was like, are you trans? Because I'm trying to transition, and I would really love to know how you deal with certain things, being male to female, and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I know what you're doing. I'm not stupid. Like, absolutely ridiculous. No, I just don't. Man, so silly.
Yeah, it's funny to watch that actually be a thing now to people. Let's see. Omzi on Rumble says Rumble is much better. Really, you all right in 10 feet of snow? Yeah. Hey man, are you okay? I'm just buried in here. Nah, I'm good. The board really sticks out in the snow. Yeah. But like I said, if that were me, I'd be paying attention to what I'm doing. I wouldn't have seen that because that was in the bottom corner of his eye. I would have just passed right on by, and then I would have heard of somebody dying, and I'd be like, "Dude, I was in that area. I was right." I'm an ass. But
yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. It's really crazy. But yeah, don't do stuff like this alone. Take a buddy. Take a friend. Okay, find your buddy, and just do stuff with them. And then at least if you get into trouble, you'll be together and you won't be all alone.
But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that because that is actually an old story, but it just picked up here recently. It actually just started going viral here recently. That actually was like at the beginning, the end of last month that happened. So that's been a few weeks old, but yeah, that is just, I don't know what to say other than the dude is incredibly lucky, and it looks like what would be a good friendship would be formed from that. I don't see them having a big fallout because the dude saved his life. So yeah, that's going to be a friendship for a minute.
Hopefully.
I don't see that being a thing.
Be like, this dude saved my life at one point, and they'd be like, nah, and they'd be like, no, really. I was buried in the snow, and I was about to suffocate, bro. Like, he found me, dug me out.